You know, oh, whoops. Yep, just the usual of getting the exercise in, you know, getting the steps in, right? Super, super key to really do that. It's a little bit late at night, but, you know, better late than never, right? I try to get my exercise in either, like, usually in the afternoon. So the morning is my favorite time to lift, but that's also when my best thinking time is, so I'm trying not to do that as often. So that's why I try to lift more now in the afternoons when I'm more foggy. So that's why I can do that. But today I felt pretty decent, so I'll continue to work through the afternoon, and now it's time to get some walking done because I haven't done it yet today. I was still feeling pretty tired, or not, I wasn't tired, but I was still feeling pretty good. But now I'm just kind of like, okay, I have some excess energy, I need to burn it off. So, yep, now is the time to do that. You don't want to exercise too hard before bed because that'll make you sleepy, or that'll keep you awake, sorry. And you don't want to be too awake before bedtime. That's generally not a good thing. So, yeah, hey Dana, how are you? Yeah, it's generally not good to do too much exercise before bed, especially intense exercise, because it'll keep you awake. But yeah, I definitely want to kind of cool down. Definitely want to burn off some exercise. So yeah, pretty much today I spent working on a new education program I've developed. So it's basically primarily for patients, not for providers, and it's basically like a patient education program, because I've had a ton of patients, I mean, just from this app, they tell me that, like, hey, you actually explain stuff to me, my providers don't tell me anything, doctors don't really tell me, I don't really understand diagnoses, I don't really understand my treatment, I don't understand how my meds work. Like, that's literally why I created that's literally why I created this TikTok channel, and that's literally why it's grown so much, is because people want mental health clarity, and I didn't want to gatekeep mental health knowledge. So that's why I created the TikTok channel and wanted to kind of spread it. And it helps me learn too by teaching it to other people. And so yeah, that's why I just got the idea that what if I make a more like dedicated channel for mental health learning, so like you can go to the vault and like literally learn about the medications you're on, the therapies that you're doing, the treatments that you have, the diagnosis you have, like all these questions that you ask me here, like you can literally go to the vault and learn that. So that's what I would recommend checking out, like if you really want to do it. Where have you been? Where have you been? I was live earlier before. I think you're the one who missed it. Hello, friends. The Resident Evil AMC. Resident Evil AMC. What is that? Is that a Resident Evil reference, like to the games? Because I can definitely talk about some Resident Evil. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Diana. Yeah. Hope the NP program has been helpful. My professor tried to diagnose me with ADHD. Well, yo, what up? I'm from Georgia Mountains, Ayersville. Are you from Raccoon City? Because that's what I really want to know. Professor tried to diagnose me with ADHD. Well, professors can't really diagnose people. You need a psychiatrist to diagnose. I'm glad I found you live. I love your content. I have been struggling. I have so many questions. Yes. So that's another reason why I created the mental health education program for patients, is so that way you can log in and you can actually ask me questions that I'll answer in more detail than I can on a live. So, right, if you like these questions, then I would definitely check out that. It's in my bio, mental health, it's called the Mental Health Library. So, yeah, it's in my bio, exactly. And so, My plan is like when patients will ask me questions, like I'm literally going to record a video response and then answer that question. Because I find that so many people don't really know either about their diagnoses or their meds or their side effects. They're like, doctors, like, I've had so many comments be like, I've learned more from watching this video than my doctor told me, right? Like for side effects of meds and stuff. So that's why I wanted to create that, so I don't want to gatekeep this information. Because I think people should know about their treatments and their diagnoses. I used my member friend idea from the group meeting last night. It worked. What was the member friend idea? Remind me. After you think it's so great. I resubbed. Yes, the most mirror on the wall. Who's the most loyal sub of all? That reward definitely goes to you. I really appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Definitely check that out in my bio. And now's the time to join because I literally just started it today. So it's the cheapest it will ever be. You'll get the founding member price. Because after 10 members, it's going to double. Like I'm literally going to double the price. So you definitely want to join now while I just started it. And that way, if you want your questions answered, you literally, like there's no one else, there's no competition. So you're going to get all my attention the earlier you join. When you join later in the program, that's when it's going to blow up and there'll be so much, it'll be hard to get your individual attention. But early, if you want my attention, that's the place to do it, is in the mental health or the Level Up Psych Library. So that's in my bio. New patient intake notes, how to reduce documentation time. Oh yeah, nice, okay. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna upload my my intake questions as well. Like my intake, not questions, but my intake forms. So with every patient I have, I give them a bunch of intake forms. So that helps me cut down a lot of time on my psych intakes. Because then I don't need to ask the questions that the intake forms already do. So I'm definitely going to upload those in the program. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I have a lot to say on that topic, but I won't say it. Had to leave the TikTok chat because, yes, that should tell you where my allegiances lie. You should eat 4 dates and a cucumber every single day. No, I think mainly protein and lifting is going to help me gain good weight. You're on PlayStation? Yeah, I am on PlayStation. PSVR, but and PS5. But I left my PlayStation at my parents' house or at my apartment, just so I could focus on my coaching program. Serotonin is not the happy emotion; it's more like the chill emotion. Like I think of it like emotional relaxation. It's kind of like when you're at bliss and at peace. That's the emotion I think of with Seroquel or Clozapine. Advice for social anxiety? Yeah, so you have to do what's called exposure. Basically, you need to get exposure to your situation. That's the situation that bothers you. That's the most important thing. Seroquel made me sleepwalk. Usually Ambien and stuff does that, but Seroquel definitely has some sedative effects, so it wouldn't surprise me. Like it's unheard of, definitely, but I don't think it's impossible. I feel like I'm going crazy from too much stress. LOL. How would you do in a spelling bee? Well, I was champion in my 5th grade. spelling bee, we would hang it up on the wall, like all of our scores, and like every week we'd have a spelling bee, and then like I was always like team number 1 or something, or number 2 in the class for like the spelling bee of the word of the day or the word of the week. And then I remember we had this like end of year spelling like championship thing, and this is in 5th grade, but there was like 50 different words, and I got the 49th word wrong, and the word was villain, because I thought it was spelled Villin, but it's Villain. So I literally lost at 49 out of 50 words. So I'll never forget that spelling bee. Stop taking my Vraylar. Hopefully under the direction of your doctor. Onomatopoeia, that's hilarious. I probably can't spell that now. Is 20 milligram Abilify a good dose for paranoia? Yeah, it's pretty solid. That's when you start getting into antipsychotic territory. Do manic episodes damage your health? Yes, they do, 100%. I lost at Emerald. Oh man, see, Emerald, I will never forget how to spell because of Pokemon Emerald. That green cartridge was incredible back in the day. You familiar with Auvelity? Yeah, of course. Bupropion plus dextromethorphan, the cough syrup. Do I see a psychiatrist if I have ADHD or OCD? Generally, yeah. Vyvanse, atomoxetine, bupropion, a good stacking. Vyvanse, atomoxetine, that's a lot of ADHD treatment. Why can't you optimize one? That's what I would be wondering. What are your thoughts on the P thing for treatment-resistant anxiety? I think that they can definitely help with rewiring your brain and neuroplasticity. I'm not too experienced on that form of treatment, but I know that people have had success with it. So I think that as long as you can do it stably, that's the most important thing. Most surprising thing you have learned about the human brain? That it can heal itself, that it can rewire. Neurons can actually regenerate too. Honestly, I remember one of the most surprising things was when I was in med school, we started learning about the brain. And what I didn't realize was that the brain actually maps to different parts. Like, the frontal lobe does these things, and then the temporal lobes does X thing, and then the parietal lobes does like something else. And that there's like actually like those different like lobes of the brain are correlated to different functions and like all those different like things. And I literally had no clue. I had no clue that was that until med school. So I think that was probably the most unique thing. It's a very anatomically driven. What's your favorite candy? You look like you like peanuts for a snack. That's because I am a snack. But no, I like a Kit Kat. Kit Kat's my favorite chocolate. And that and peanut M&Ms. When I go to the movie theater, I'll always get popcorn and Kit Kat. Would you describe Prozac and clomipramine for severe OCD? Yeah, you can do both of them. You can do Prozac and clomipramine, that's totally fine. I just asked my doctor to take me off Vyvanse and increase my OCD. Yeah. If you have ADHD and OCD, you have to treat the OCD first. How to lower my blood pressure? Get them blood pressure meds. Lose weight, exercise, like do this, walk, eat healthy. Sienna glasses for dry eyes, that's right. You look like you're allergic to peanuts. Thankfully I'm not. Are you afraid of women? Yes, they are very scary. Hey Jackie, how are you doing? What part of the brain controls anxiety? There's different loops that control anxiety, but the biggest one is the amygdala. So the amygdala is involved in the fear response of the brain. That's where your fight and flight hormone kicks in. Yes, you are very scary, I agree. That's why I hide myself and isolate. Are you tired of not being a doctor your entire personality? I don't think it's my entire personality, but it is my business, so I'm definitely not tired of making cash money. But more importantly than that, I feel like this information needs to get out there. People don't have access to it. People don't know. The reason I got started on social media was because I had patients who would ask me the same question each time, and I was like, wait a minute. If instead of me answering Zoloft side effects to 5 different patients, I could make one video that gets 1 million views, and then those 1 million views go crazy. And that way you can educate infinite people. And so that's how I got started on it. And that's the mission, right? So now it's that mission to not gatekeep this information and to really get it out there. People just have to know this shit. And it makes me happy, honestly. It's what makes people happy is taking care of your health, wealth, and happiness, right? So health is taken care of, right? Wealth, if you're doing well financially, and then, happiness and purpose. And I think purpose comes by helping other people while helping yourself. I believe that's the best way to have purpose. Because if you help other people without helping yourself, then you're a saint, sure, but then you feel like you get taken advantage of, right? Which is discouraging. If you don't help other people, but you just help yourself, then that doesn't lead to fulfillment in life. That's not satisfying, right? And ultimately it'll isolate you from people in the world. And then, so that's what you have to combine, helping other people and helping yourself to make you happy. So that's what I'm doing, helping other people and helping myself. If I was a doctor, I would rinse the F out of that card, well deserved. And it's overrated. It doesn't really help you as much as you think it does. Doctors have lost a lot of respect over the years, and it's not the same as it used to be. Have you had any experiences with TMS therapy for OCD? I've never done it personally, but because I think you have to do some more advanced stuff for OCD. Use clomipramine, use high-dose SSRIs. You might have to go to ECT as well. Yes, salam namaste. Most effective antipsychotic medications, Clozapine. Is it true that anxiety is progressive and it continues to get worse if not medicated? Yeah. No. It's more like it gets worse if you avoid the thing that causes you anxiety. We love the dad shirt, yes. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about my my clothes era. These are all my high school clothes that I have. Not this sweater, but all my shirts. I'm at my parents' house, and all my shirts are my high school shirts. Is it worth buying collagen powder? Probably not. It's probably a fad. You just get protein powder. Switching from Lexapro 20 milligrams to Effexor 75 in a few weeks. All right, good luck, brother. Can neuropathy be reversed? I don't know, actually. I probably have to ask my sister that. She's a podiatrist, so she deals with a lot of diabetes and diabetic infections and stuff, so she would know more than I would. But I know we treat neuropathy, at least with gabapentin and Cymbalta. But I would anticipate it would probably get better if you take care of the underlying stuff. Would you get a tattoo? I haven't gotten a tattoo yet, but I want one. Basically, I want to get a phoenix tattoo, like in my arm here, maybe like a little bit of chest. That's what I want to get. I'm on lisinopril, but I wouldn't work out. Yeah, exactly. If you lose weight and you work out, that can help your blood pressure. and your neuropathy. I have one on my ribs that hurt. Yeah, I've heard the ribs ones are pretty bad. I'm interested in being a psychiatrist. I'm worried med school will be too much. Yeah, it's definitely a mission. Once you're in the med school, you're pretty committed. Does your sister get the doc title with the podiatry degree? Yes, she does. Yeah. Am I in California? I am. No, sorry, I'm not. No, I live in New York, but right now I'm in Michigan. Do you follow the current medium, the medical medium, and its content? I do not. I don't know who that is. Does your sister ever join your lives? No, she's not very social media friendly. Like she's just not into it. Yeah, she's not really into that stuff. And she's a resident right now, so she's mainly working. I'm sure she's asleep right now. She's usually at work at like 6 a.m. So different hours. Free titty. No comment. If therapy was a type of food, what would it be? If therapy was a type of food, it'd probably be one of those like Birdie Boss every flavor beans, because there's different types of therapies and the type you get matters. It's not all the same. Just like there's different types of workouts. There's swimming and boxing and lifting and tennis and basketball and calisthenics. Just telling someone to work out is not good enough because they have to decide what kind of workout to do. It's the same thing with therapy. Yeah, hello Unc, how is it today? Lovely weather. Yep, it's been a beautiful day. Didn't leave the house today, so love it. It's an amazing comparison. Yeah, I appreciate it. Do you want to precept me in the fall? I live in Rochester Hills. I graduate December. Are you a nurse practitioner? PMHNP? PMHNP? Okay, yeah, but that's because you said doctors aren't respected as much, but here we are, people asking you questions like you're an encyclopedia. Yeah, but that's because this is a dedicated audience towards this. If I was a gamer and like just posting like Minecraft content, then there'd be Minecraft nerds asking me, right? But Minecraft nerds aren't really respected. But it's more of like a real life thing. Would you date a baby mama? Girl, I got a cat a couple years ago during COVID. She's been at my parents' house for a year because I left her there, went out for a pack of smokes, and then never came back. So that should tell you about my parenting skills. I'm a family NP, but doing a PMHNP, then you are a good fit for our nurse practitioner coaching program. So it's literally, I coach nurse practitioners. So if you check my bio, we literally started a couple weeks ago and have over 60 members. So if you want to learn from me, then that's the best way to learn from me is through my NP coaching program, literally designed for PMHNPs. So definitely check that out. Is contamination the worst type of therapy? OCD to treat? It is, yeah. No, I don't think so, actually. I have seen it pretty bad. I think they're all pretty intensive. Yeah, I don't think there's like one that's worse than the other. Have you heard of the put it in my... I'm not even going to say that. That's so dirty. The program is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, my goal, I want to make it the best psych education program in the world. Like, this knowledge has to get out there. You know, like, mental health is a huge thing. And I learned all this stuff from, like, years of school, but the average person doesn't know. And, you know, it takes knowledge and, like, you know, experience to be able to distill it to make it simple. Because most doctors, like, you go to their offices and they just like spitball studies at you. Like, oh yeah, like this study says blah, 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 blah. Or they talk like an encyclopedia. And you're just like, come on, bro, just talk to me in English. Or you go to a doctor's office and like no one will explain anything to you because the appointment's only 15 minutes. So that's why I wanted to change that. And so, so I created like the mental health library program as well too. So it's called Level Up Psych Library. So it's for patients who want to learn more about their own mental health. So I definitely keep trying that. Can I join your program to get clinical hours with you seeing patients? So we can talk about it too. It's something I'm considering, but right now it's not something I'm doing. But yeah, my priority is definitely towards the NPs in my program, for sure. Psychiatrists are not real doctors. Okay. I don't know. I think my MD would say otherwise, but I guess you're held to your own opinion. Yeah, you left a cat by itself forever. No, I left her at my parents' house. Come on, bro, talk to me in English. CBT and DBT are the best. Yeah, I practice in CBT primarily. So, yeah. Saw-two psychs recently gave me both meds. Saw-two psychs recently both gave me meds that gain weight and asked for weight neutral. So frustrating. Yeah, so actually just today in my mental health or my Level Up Library program, I just made a course or a video on how to advocate for yourself during a psychiatrist visit. So basically what I shared is that you have to come in prepared for the appointment, especially if the appointment's really short, and you have to be able to push back a little bit too. And so see now, so that's what this could really help you, right? Because if you know what the weight neutral meds are, then you can suggest them to your doctor. And then if you try out the method that I show you in the program about how to advocate what you want to your doctor, then you'll actually get a better result. And you'll be able to get on the med that you need with less side effects, rather than just kind of trialing and erroring someone. So if you're a patient who's really tried a bunch of stuff and it hasn't worked, and you want to figure out what to do to fix it, then you're the type of person who I think would benefit from the Level Up Library. So I would definitely check that out. It's in my bio. What's your opinion on sexologists? I have no opinion on sexologists. I don't know anything about them. Is the Peloton? No, it's not. I'm not fancy enough for a Peloton. This is mainly just a regular treadmill in my parents' basement. Serotonin, nom nom nom. That's accurate. It will definitely make you eat. PMHNP here, working addiction medicine. Love your content. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would definitely check out my coaching program too for PMHNPs. Literally designed for people in your position. Oh, whoops, rip. What the fuck? What happened to all the questions? What do I think of St. John's wort? It's fine. What is more job security, internal medicine or psychiatry? Both. Any kind of doctor has good job security. Yes, but the greats don't care about job security. They're trying to accomplish something. So job security doesn't matter if you're trying to be great. Yes, brother and sister. What, brother and sister, what? Not radiologist. I don't know. A psychiatrist, basic therapist, I can prescribe meds. It's a little bit more complex than that. Psychiatrists are basically doctors that specialize in mental health, meaning that our training is in medicine. Therapy's training is more in psychotherapy, so in research. So it's different bases, different teachings. They're not really that interchangeable. Will PMHP take over psychiatry? No, I think it's more of a collaboration effect, right? I think we're all just going to be collaborating at the end of the day. I was actually talking about this in my coaching program yesterday, but the difference between scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. The scarcity mentality gets worried, and they're like, oh my God, they're going to take over, or there's so much shit that's going to happen, or it's like us versus them. You know, they're scared. They're scared of losing things. The abundance mentality is there's always more than enough. There's more than enough patience for everyone. There's more than enough need. There's more than enough room for all of us. There's more than enough money in the world to be made. There's more than enough if you get rejected or something. There's more than enough people. If your friend abandons you, there's more than enough friends you can make. So it's about abundance. If my video fails on social media, there's more than enough videos I can make. If I fail at like a test or something I take, or my kid gets mad at me or whatever, there's more than enough chances. It's about abundance. No, it's abundance, yes. So see, if you're a psychiatrist, then think in abundance. Don't think in scarcity. There's more than enough opportunity for all of us. Do I own my own practice? I do. Yeah, I only practice by myself. Show us the biceps. No. Yeah, you have to go to the premium chat for that one. Thoughts on dopamine agonists instead of stimulants for ADHD? Dopamine agonists aren't really used, but it's because stimulants basically target the frontal lobe, whereas dopamine agonists are targeting all of the brain, not just the frontal lobe. So they don't really work for ADHD. You seem so stable, grounded, and healthy. Can't relate. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes it's a problem. because when you get in the dating world, stable, grounded, and healthy is not usually the sought upon commodity. It's more toxicity. So I've actually had to learn how to be a little bit more toxic, and not even toxic, but a little bit more edgy in my social interactions, because safety is not sexy. Bro, that albatross, I don't really keep up. Why are there so many ADHD diagnoses? Is because I think people are really overdosing them, or not overdosing, but it's become just so popular to talk about and to do. Drink Rockstar? No, I don't drink energy drinks. Can an LPC diagnose autism? I don't think so. Yeah, so if you want to learn about my practice, that's all my bio. It's all in my bio. Do you believe that antipsychotics are worth taking considering the SE? Well, if somebody comes in with hallucinations and they think that someone is trying to harm them, or they start stripping in front of you because they believe they're the devil, and they get a rope and they put that rope over their neck to exorcise the devil, then you tell me, do you believe antipsychotics are worth it? So again, you don't want to pay too much attention to trolls. Remember that. Trolls thrive on attention. People always forget that attention, where you give the plants that you water are the ones that grow. So similarly, if you give attention to the wrong things, then that's what's going to flourish. And unfortunately, our brains are designed to give attention to negative stimuli. Like if 10 people say positive things and one person says negative, our brains will give attention to the negative stuff. But you don't want to do that. You need to train your mind to only focus on the positive things, because we're designed to look at the negative things because that's what helps us survive. So similarly, if people are trolling or like saying negative stuff, you giving them attention literally reinforces their behavior. So the best thing that you can do is withdraw your attention. So that's why you just ignore them. Yeah, toxic bad boys are seen as hot till you get over one toxic MF. Yes, but notice that every girl has one toxic MF, right? So, I mean, that's just the game. So you just got to learn the game and you got to play the game. How can you get motivated? Find what the reason is, what your goal is, where you want to go. Asking how you get motivated is like getting in a car and then being told to drive. But you ask, where are you driving? And then you say, I don't know. Well, why the F would I ever be motivated to drive a car, not like a sports car, you know, just like a Toyota Camry, if I don't have a destination in mind? I wouldn't. There's no motivation there. But once you have a destination, okay, I need to go to the grocery store. And why? And the reason? Okay, I need to go because I need food. Okay, boom, now you're suddenly motivated because A, you have a destination, and B, you have a reason. So now you drive to the grocery store. But if you didn't have that motivation, if you didn't have the destination or the reason, then you're not going to be motivated. So that's what you need to do. I have a Toyota Camry, yeah. Oh, no. It's a spectrum. You don't want to be a toxic asshole, but you don't want to be a super nice person, nice guy either. So it's that middle. It's about the middle. Like that's what you need to find, is that middle, right? That's what's important. Where you need some of those dark triad traits, some of that like edginess. You know, you're not trying to be like a good boy all along because you will fail at that. But if you're too toxic, you'll get short-term results, but you won't get the long-term. So it's like trying to find, you got to find that happy medium. Like that's the important thing. Do you learn these metaphors at work? Do you make them up on the spot? No, I make them up actually. That's actually something I'm very proud about, is my metaphors. Because I realize that to teach, you have to make stuff relatable. You know? And that's how I break down my psychiatry teaching and like with patients. For example, another metaphor I came up with, literally as I was talking to a patient, we were talking about negative thoughts and anxieties. And I was like, well, we have to correct the anxiety before it gets too crazy, before it snowballs. So imagine if you have this will cause full focus. Imagine if you have a snowball and it's at the top of a hill. So this snowball, as it's coming down the hill, it's like small, but then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you have to stop the snowball from the beginning when it's still tiny, because when it's down here, it's a freaking avalanche and you can't catch it anymore. So you don't want to catch it down here. You have to catch it right up here. Like that's the key. And so we used that analogy and that helped him a lot. And then the other analogy we used was, imagine if you have a garden and the garden has a bunch of nice wheat or nice grass and flowers and stuff. Like those are the good thoughts. Those are what you want. But when the weeds come, right? What happens if you let a weed unattended? Well, that shit's going to multiply and then you're going to have a bunch of weeds. So our goal is to stop the weeds from multiplying. And so that's where you got to pluck out that weed right as it comes before it multiplies. So that's the same thing with the thought. So when you have a negative thought, something that doesn't help you, you need to catch it ASAP before it escalates. So that's what's really, really important. So yeah. Yes, yeah, exactly. And so, that's the kind of stuff that makes mental health teaching so, I think that's what separates a really excellent teacher from just like a mediocre teacher. Like any kind of mediocre person or any rando can just look up shit on ChatGPT. That doesn't really tell you anything, but it's being able to distill something complex into its simple essences, so that way another person can understand it. Like that, and like plus those analogies shows that you understand the topic, right? So that's what makes I think a good teacher or an excellent teacher from a mediocre teacher. So yeah, very very important. But yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, so that's what I would definitely check out. If you want to learn from me, then that's the place to really do it, is from my mental health vault or the Level Up Psych Library program I just created. So literally, it literally just made it today. So it's the cheapest it's ever going to be. So today is the day that you want to join, because I'm literally going to double the price after 10 people join. And so yeah, if you want to be able to ask me questions directly, that's the place to do it. If you want to actually get your questions answered, if you want to be able to actually understand your medications, your diagnoses, right? Instead of just kind of showing up and like being prescribed something without understanding why or understanding what the side effects are. Like, can you think about how many patients just get started med and they have side effects without even knowing that they're going to have side effects? Like, that's just crazy. So that's why, you got to be prepared, because no one else is going to prepare you. You go on Google and the internet's going to just be flooded with like all this info. You don't know what it actually applies or not. You want to go to a doctor's office, you want to figure out, okay, if I only have 15 minutes to meet with them, then like I need to know exactly what to ask. Otherwise, like I'm going to walk out of here feeling confused AF. So yeah, so it's basically for that. If you want to really take charge of your mental health, then that's what I recommend joining. I don't even know if that's true or if that's just spam. I think it's spam. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you stream on Twitch, you yeah. Yeah, it's like when you go on Twitch, there's all those like bots and spammers and stuff. Yeah, it's fake news. Are your NP programs geared towards new grads or more experienced one? It's both. It's either a new grad or an experienced NP. We have both in our program, and we have 60 people who joined in the past like 3 weeks. So definitely. What color phone is that? I don't know. It's my dad's phone. I got rocking 3 phones right now. Any tips on how neurodivergent people can study efficiently and effectively? Yeah, you have to be able to master. It's so complex. Basically, I would say get good sleep. Learn good study habits. Make sure to eat a high protein diet. And honestly, the biggest one is probably reducing dopamine. Just don't scroll on your phone or play video games or like social media and stuff nearly as much, because you're frying your dopamine receptors. So that's why you need to cut down on the dopamine receptors that you blow. That's the key. What are your thoughts on PMHNP? I've heard a lot of hates from doctors stealing their work. I think that the field is expanding. The cat's already out of the box. So instead of complaining about, we shouldn't have all these NPs and stuff, you accept reality and you work with it. Right? I think most people can't accept reality. And so I think we're all on the same team here, right? The goal is to take care of patients together. And as I was saying, with abundance mentality, There's more than enough patients in the world. You're not going to run out of patients as a doctor if like there's NP scope creep or whatever. Like, there's plenty of patients. There's plenty of jobs. You are always you with an MD or DO degree, you're always going to be desired. And now it's your job, instead of bitching and complaining, to level yourself up so that way you become valuable and stand out in the crowd. I personally think there's too much victim mentality in this world, and people don't really take responsibility for their own lives. Rather, they just blame other people, like that's the masses. So instead of complaining, figure out how you can level up and how you can improve your life. That's the key here, right? So no matter what happens in the external, how can you improve what's going on here to improve your life? I'm in psych residency. What are books I should read? Well, you should definitely follow this course or this account. That's all the books you'll need. But I know Up to Date is good. Honestly, there's like the medication fact books are good. Your job in residency is to learn psychopharm and diagnoses really well. That's what's going to separate you from everyone else. Everyone else in the mental health field. That's what people are going to be looking at your expertise for. So learn that shit like the back of your hand. And spend time like reading up on every patient. That's the best way to learn, is to learn patient by patient. Like, reading a book makes it's like dry, super dry. But when you read something for a patient, then it's a lot more engaging and you're going to remember it, because you have to remember it to treat that patient. Like, when I think about certain medications, like I think back to certain patient cases where I learned from. For example, with Restoril, temazepam, I think back to a 70-year-old lady I had in residency who was hooked on this shit. And she was like, yeah, I'm not taking this. Like, it's going to keep me sleeping. Like, it helps me sleep. When I think of Xanax, I think about like a lady I had in residency who was on Xanax 3 to 4 times a day, and I had to figure out how to taper her off that Xanax that her old PCP had her on. You know, when I think of Depakote, I think of my inpatient psych rotation and how we used it for mania. When I think of lithium, I think about lithium in my peds inpatient rotation and how we used it for mania and its anti-unalive properties. So think about the patient and then use the patient that you're treating to learn that topic for yourself. That's the key. Have you gotten the chance to try Grok? No, I haven't tried Grok. I use ChatGPT right now. It just knows me. Like, it knows me, and like I've fed it a whole bunch of information. It knows my life story and stuff. But I haven't tried Grok. It's whatever. Hate's part of it. Gaming is bad for dopamine receptors. Too much gaming is bad. I mean, I love gaming, but it just fries your dopamine and it reduces your motivation if you do it too much. How many likes to shave your beard? Bro, I barely have a beard. This is like 4 days. What do you think of the meta study for ADHD? I don't know what that is. Yeah, Psychiatrist, exactly. Thoughts on lithium for bipolar? Lithium's good for bipolar. Oh, we went on for 48 minutes, yeah. No, I've just been shaving it here. Like, usually my beard's a lot bigger. I just trim it here. How do you go about prescribing ADHD meds? Do you have a go-to or get info about what they need? I mean, basically, you just diagnose the patient. If they have ADHD, then you treat it. It's pretty simple. Claude AI? I haven't tried Claude AI. Right, worst case scenario, psychiatrists will have like anesthesiologists manage. Yeah, exactly. It's not, see, we're valued for our leadership skills. Like, the people who get the most successful in the world become leaders. They're not just, if you're just a doctor, you're just a technician, you're just a glorified technician. So you have to learn how to become a leader. That's the main thing. Do patients ever express you're too young? Yeah, they do, but it's okay. I always point them to my degrees in the wall. Do I use AI scribes? I do not, no. But my notes aren't like amazing notes, because I work all in private practice, so I'm the only one who's reading my own notes. So, but if I was doing something like a community mental health where I was doing high volume, then I would definitely use a scribe for sure. Do I recommend magnesium? Yeah, magnesium is great. I love magnesium. I take it every night, but I take it for sleep. But it's good for sleep and calming body anxiety. So, yeah. Do you work with Psych NPs, or do they mainly just follow your plan of care? So I don't work personally with Psych NPs, but I run a coaching program where I teach Psych NPs, psychiatry, and we go over different complex cases. Like literally, one of the students in my program just asked us about a complex case she had with a 21-year-old with PTSD, some OCD, some dissociation symptoms, chronic trauma, and basically asked for our help managing the case. And so, I shared my thoughts on the case, right? What I recommend as treatment. So like that kind of supervision, like that kind of expertise, like you're not going to get with just a collaborating physician, right? Like that's where if you really want to step up your psych game and like really be able to help out your patients and really become an excellent provider and have people on your team take you seriously, then I would definitely look at joining the coaching program. Because let's face it, you're already going to be having a lot of discrimination too, right? Like people are going to judge you. Like one of the NPs in our program yesterday was saying that she tried to refer some cases to MDs, and they pretty much refused them because they doubted her diagnostic skills, right? Because she was an NP. So, you don't want that, right? You want to be as competent as possible. So that's where, right, if you want to be treated competently, I would definitely look at joining. Yeah. Why would you want to see my shoes? Yeah. But I think I'm gonna call it. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. So, The Last of Us 2, the show just came out. I still need to watch that, or like the first episode. So I'm gonna watch that, and then pretty much just go to bed. It's almost 11:43. But yeah, so if you're a patient and you really want to learn like mental health, you want to take your mental health more seriously, you want to get guidance on your medications and treatments, then definitely look at joining a Level Up Psych Library. Literally a new program I created today. So if you join today, like you're going to get the best price. You're going to get the founding member price, and it's literally going to double once 10 people join. So I would definitely look at that, right? If you really want to learn and understand your mental health from me. And if you're a Psych NP and you really want to learn from me as well, then I would check out that program as well. Otherwise, then I shall see you tomorrow.